Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The Ukrainians do not want their F-16s be filmed while they destroy the Russian missiles. Why is that? Now, maybe you're familiar with this rule, which is advertising is the mother of business. That is, a good advertising campaign could sell a product that is not that good, but you have a good way of getting in people's heads. But a not such a good advertising campaign of a good product actually could give you less sales than a bad product advertised better. That's a fact. We know that in Ukraine there were three main pillars of these profiteers. One is the banking system, the other one is the military-industrial complex, and the third one is the energy industry. The ones that actually want to take from Russia energy. It was a continuous campaign in the war in Ukraine between the Russian weapons and the Western weapons, which are basically the American weapons. How fantastic the American weapons are, and how much the Russian weapons suck. This was the message, the commercial, the advertisement. The Russians did the same thing. They talk about their S-400s, they talk about their Panzer, they talk about the Sukhois, the MiGs, all these things. The other guys talk, about their Patriot systems, HIMARS, Javelins, and all these kind of things, including the old F-16s, and even they dared to bring the Abrams tanks. Now, this is the article right here from New Voice of Ukraine, from the Ukrainians. And this is what they say. Air Force, the Ukrainian Air Force, asks civilians to avoid filming F-16s in flight. Now, do you think that the F-16s are magnifique, fantastic? Or do you think that's just an old plane? How do you call it? Outdated plane? I think it's an outdated plane. I don't think it has any secrets. And if it has any, the secrets are already known by the Russians. Well, just me. So why wouldn't you want to see the F-16s flying? Do you think they're gonna be like going backward, flying around, disappearing? What do you think they will pull? They will behave as a 1960s designed plane, which is average nowadays. So what exactly they don't want the Ukrainian civilians to film? I think they don't want the civilians to film how they get screwed in the air by the Russian missiles. That's a gut feeling I have. Because there's no secrets the F-16s will have in their fantastic flights against the Russian missiles. So that tells me that according to my baboonish, logic or illogic, these guys don't want the other side to have a voice, which is F-16s were shot down by the Russian missiles. Because if you think that the F-16s will behave somehow supernaturally, you gotta watch more Hollywood movies. So don't film them, because you might see nothing, only how they burst in flames. That's my assessment as a baboon human being. Thank you very much for being with me again today. If your F-16s will perform greatly, you want that to be filmed. You want that to show to the whole world evidence that the F-16s destroyed in one shot 50,000 Russian missiles. I don't think that's the case. I remember when I was a kid and some liars from Western Europe came to the communist Romania or socialist Romania, and they were telling us how fantastic the West is. And one of these guys said, well, over there they had a farm, a cattle farm, cows. And this firm had right at the entrance of the big farm the poop, the cow's poop, right in front. So when you enter, you see the mountain of poop, cow's poop. And these guys asked the farmer, why would you put your cattle poop right at the entrance? And this was the farmer's logic. He said, well, if I place the farmer poop right in front, that means we have cows. That means we are a prosperous farm. And we are proud with that poop because that is actually, helps the crops and all that. We use it as a fertilizer. That means we have cows. We are a prosperous farm. That's why we put that right there so you can see it. And for us, I was like, oh my God, yeah, okay. Because in Romania, you would hide that. It was garbage. But on the other hand, you want to advertise. So the same. Why wouldn't you want to film the fantastic NATO pilots operating the NATO planes over the Ukrainian skies being blown up by the Russians? Why wouldn't you want to advertise that? Because they would show the baboons around the world that F-16s are just average planes. And nobody would buy them unless they get threatened by the Americans. Well, I think that's my with humility, I say this. As much humility I could muster out of my rotten soul. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.